As of today's date, there are over 1,200 programs offering certificates and degrees in paralegal studies. But you may be surprised to find out that less than 300 of them are actually ABA approved. Back in 2005, a representative from Duke University, one of the top 10 universities in the United States, was interviewed and asked why it hadn't submitted its paralegal program to the ABA for approval. Their response: "We don't feel it's in the best interest of our students." To this day, Duke University's paralegal program is not ABA approved. Does that make it a bad program? I highly doubt it. But that's the topic of today's discussion. We're going to talk about the great ABA debate for paralegal studies. In today's video, we'll discuss qualifications for the ABA program and the cost for approval. We'll talk about access to an ABA approved program and whether it's necessary for your situation, both financially and geographically. We'll also discuss options for your paralegal studies and my personal opinion on ABA approved programs for today's paralegal student. Smash that thumbs up and let's dive into things today. Let's first dive into qualifications for the ABA program, and in all honesty, there are a lot of them, and it varies by institution. The ABA does not publish those fees that it charges because, again, it varies by institution. But from what I hear, those fees are pretty darn extensive. Duke University, like many other universities and paralegal programs, have chosen to allocate their funds for their students and their environment versus beefing up their paralegal program with ABA credentials. But let's talk about those semester hour requirements for an ABA approved program. No matter what, an ABA approved program must include at least 60 semester hours or equivalent, and it must also include general education and legal specialty courses. But of those 60 semester hours, only 18 of them must consist of legal specialty courses. This means that 42 credit hours will go towards things like English, math, classes like humanities, science, psychology, and many more. And in my honest, humble opinion, these classes do not prepare you for the certified paralegal exam. So let's shift to the topic of access, and more specifically, access to an ABA approved program. Earlier in this video, you learned that there are 1,200 paralegal education programs in the United States, but less than 300 of them are ABA approved. So what does that mean? It means that access to an ABA approved program is very limited. Let's look at a couple of examples. Take Wisconsin, for example. Wisconsin has an approximate population of 5 million people, but it also has 6 ABA approved programs. Let's switch it over to Nevada. Nevada has an approximate population of 4 million people, but only one ABA approved program. Simply stated, access to ABA approved programs are very limited for paralegal education, and thus you should take that into consideration when applying for your paralegal position. How many ABA approved programs are in your state? And if access to an ABA approved program is limited, then chances are you really don't need it. And if you're a paralegal in Nevada looking for a job, and you see an ad that requires a graduation from an ABA approved paralegal program, go ahead and apply for that job, because it's highly unlikely that the lawyer will actually find a local paralegal who graduated from a local ABA approved paralegal program. At the end of the day, do I or don't I recommend those ABA approved paralegal programs? Generally, no, I don't recommend them. So here's 3 reasons why. Only taking 18 semester credit hours consisting of legal specialty courses does not prepare you for the certified paralegal exam. Number 2, the theoretical application of law in most of those ABA programs simply do not translate into actual job responsibilities. And I've seen it time and time again, and it is why most paralegals that are veterans will tell you that 90% of what they learned was actually done on the job and not part of their paralegal education. Number 3, and most importantly, going to an ABA approved program isn't likely to make a difference in your long-term earning potential. In all honesty, once you become certified, those potential employers won't care if you went to an ABA approved program. Here's the thing. There are many paralegal education programs out there, but you need to choose the program that is right for you and your situation. When reviewing those programs, here are 5 questions you can ask. Does the paralegal program offer enough courses to meet the needs for the certified paralegal exam? Very important. Number 2, do I live in a state that has easy access to those approved programs? Number 3, does the program offer externships that give me on the job training, something for your resume? Or does the institution have a career development center or placement program that will help you get a job after you graduate? Number 4, can you adequately meet the schedule and deadlines of the paralegal program? Number 5, how much is the program going to cost you? And will you need financial aid? When it comes to your paralegal education, you have to take a look at your financial and geographic situation. Do you live in a state where there's easy access to ABA approved programs? If not, then you probably don't need it. But that's not to say that you don't need a quality education. Now, when it comes to that education, there are several questions that you can ask yourself. But when it comes to the ABA approved paralegal program, can you meet those deadlines? Can you meet those hours? Can you commute to that school? Do they have online accessibility? Can you afford it? Do you want an associate's degree? If you don't care about getting an associate's degree, if you don't care about the fluff of taking classes like PE and humanity and science, which you really don't need as a paralegal, then by all means, don't go to those community colleges or universities that offer those sort of programs. The associate's degrees, the bachelor's degrees, those sort of programs and institutions can be ABA approved. But when you're talking about an online education platform that doesn't have a physical location and that they don't offer those sort of classes like humanities and PE and those sort of things that don't really transition to the job, if you're just trying to get there faster, get the certificate, go and get the certification, get there faster and get on the career and get going with that career a lot sooner, then something like Preppy.org's paralegal certificate program is going to be the right decision for you. It's going to actually be a practical decision that's going to get you the certificate through the program. It's going to get you NALA ready for that certified paralegal exam. It's going to give you the externship to give you the job history for your resume, and it's going to catapult you into that career a lot sooner. You're making money a lot sooner. Now, that's not to say that, hey, you might absolutely love that career. And if that's the case and you want to move on in your studies and go ahead and get the associates, or you want to go ahead and get the bachelor's, again, by all means, go and do the thing. When it comes to being a paralegal, what's really going to matter most is your drive and your passion for the job and for the people and for the industry. What's really going to matter for your job is your ability to seek outside help for, you leveling up those skills and for you taking CLEs and webinars and online courses like some of the ones that I offer. What's going to make a difference is you networking inside of that legal industry and innovation that will come from all of the years of you being in that industry. Those are the things that make your career as a paralegal. So it doesn't require that you spend thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours taking classes that don't transition to your actual job. I love community colleges. I think universities are great for those people seeking out those sort of degrees. But if you're not the person seeking out that sort of degree, then a program like Preppy may be the best option for you. It may be the most practical, affordable option for you. If you don't have the ability to take tests on their time, if you don't have the ability to meet those schedules, if you don't have the money to spend on that education, if you don't have the ability to apply for financial aid, these are all factors in the decision of you becoming a paralegal. I am trying to create a better path to paralegal, and it starts with that education. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there's a lot of work to be done on the lawyer side and from a law firm perspective and at top organizations that hire in-house paralegals. But paralegal training is where it begins. I highly recommend that paralegal training in an institution, in an educational program like Preppy or a community college or university. But the situation has to be right for you financially and geographically. Next week, I'll be interviewing the CEO of Preppy.org. We're answering all of your questions about the Paralegal Certificate Program. This program is recommended by me because it checked all of the boxes for me. In my opinion, I think it checks the boxes for a lot of paralegal students today. So don't forget to smash that bell icon so that you receive a notification of when that video goes live. If you would like to see all of the paralegal program requirements as outlined by the ABA, I will leave a link in the description box below. But I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that thumbs up so more people get alerted to video content just like this. Until next time, good luck to you and all that you do, because this crazy legal industry needs an amazing paralegal boss just like you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful week and weekend ahead of you. And I will see you guys back here on the next one. Mwah. Bye, guys.